Legend tells of a dark knight who against all odds could defeat any opponent, no matter how powerful, simply because he's Batman. Batman has vanquished countless foes throughout the years, but there's always room for more. Let's take a look at some Batman showdowns we need to see. Let's start with the basics. One of Batman's first villains from Detective Comics was meant to be his evil opposite. That is none other than the Killer Moth, a normal man who achieves his superhuman abilities through gadgets, technology, and impressive peak-level human fighting abilities. Since his debut, Killer Moth has had several modern remakes. A tweak to his backstory and maybe a cooler name would make him way more compelling and ripe for a Batman showdown. Then again, Batman probably sounds ridiculous to people who've never heard of him. We should mention that no one is off limits. Every universe is in play, so let's venture to a somewhat popular one. Over at Marvel lives a man named Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. The battling philosophies of these two brutes is a tried and tested winning formula. The Punisher will win by any means necessary, usually involving violence, and even murder, while many versions of Batman refuse to kill. They've both had fights with other heroes for these differences in morality, so why not each other? An excommunicated member of the Bat family and former villain turned anti-hero, Azreel, would put up quite the fight against the Dark Knight. Not only would this provide some great action, but it could offer Azreel a shot at redemption, ultimately improving his story and why he does what he does. With a compelling reason, Azreel could take on the Batman, attempting to earn his place back among the ranks of the greatest family based on nocturnal mammals.
Okay, that didn't really make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say.
There are some characters Batman has had the pleasure of fighting alongside, but for some reason in these incredible and rare moments, the two never throw a single punch at each other. This is the case between Batman and Hellboy. Bringing in the paranormal, many believe Batman would not stand a chance against the Red Giant, but Batman has taken down bigger and stronger foes. Hellboy has some of the best fights on the pages of comics, and his showdown with Batman could top them all. Some Batman villains just haven't had their time to shine. They've fought against him, but an official showdown? Something like Batman vs. the Joker or Batman v Bane? Well, it's safe to say Hugo Strange has never gotten that kind of clout, but he definitely deserves it. Residing in Arkham Asylum, Hugo Strange is one of Batman's smartest villains, but he is more often than not cast as a side character in another villain's chance at the title. Hugo Strange could be the Lex Luthor equivalent to Batman, and just think about it, the name writes itself. Strange Tales. Yeah, that sounds good.
I thought my jokes were bad.